Ahora sí, tell me un poquito más. Hola, I'm Kim.
And I'm Cindy Gaxiola.
And this is our podcast, Tell Me Un Poquito Más. In this episode, we are going to talk about mistakes that we've done in our dating life. Although, isn't mistakes like kind of
That's what I was going to say.
Negative?
I think mistakes is like because we need a title for the episode.
I was like, when we talked about it sounded good. But right now that I say it,
I thought about this too. And it's lessons learned. Lessons we've learned through dating.
Okay, yeah, that's way.
But mistakes is a little bit easier for a title, you know.
Yeah, okay. En el episodio de hoy vamos a hablar sobre errores que hemos cometido en nuestros dating life con los chicos que hemos salido. Pero estamos diciendo que errores suena un poco negativo. So, como para, ¿qué sería? Como lecciones.
Lecciones y cosas que hemos aprendido a través de nuestras experiencias en dating.
Sí, chicos y chicas, hay que aprender todos juntos. Pero antes de continuar, les queremos dar un poquito, no un update, pero no sé si notaron. Yo creo que notaron porque recibimos muchos mensajes de que por qué no habíamos sacado nuevos episodios. Y como ustedes saben, no tenemos un equipazo. O sea, es nomás literalmente mi hermana y yo. Y bueno, ayuda de unos amigos de vez en cuando, pero estaba yo en mi temporada de estar aplicando para la universidad y es demasiado trabajo, demasiado trabajo, así que le dije así, ¿sabes qué? Ocupo como enfocarme en esto y ya filmamos y ya mandé toda mi aplicación y todo, ya íbamos a filmar, ya estaba todo listo y luego en eso, o sea, literalmente el día que íbamos a grabar, yo esa mañana como que me empezó a doler un poquito la garganta y dije, ¿sabes qué? Just nomás para...
Más vale para venir que a lamentar.
Exactamente, me hago un COVID test aquí de mi casa. Ese instante salgo positiva. O sea, literalmente yo le marco a Cindy y ella estaba arreglándose porque pues íbamos a filmar y como de que nuestros planes han cambiado un poquito. Pero
gracias a Dios estás bien, que es lo que cuenta.
Sí me enfermé, sí me pegó, pero pues sí, ya estamos aquí, gracias a Dios ya estamos bien y estamos extremadamente felices de estar de vuelta con ustedes. Long story short,
it's never short when people say long story short.
Yeah, I know. I saw a meme about that recently. A lot of you guys know we don't have a big team. It's the majority of the work is Cindy and I. So I was applying to schools. It's a lot of work. So I told Cindy.
Law schools. Can we be specific?
Let's
because
specify.
It's not
I was applying to law school and it is a process. So I told Cindy, I need to focus and I need to send my applications and then we'll go from there. Point is, everything turned out good. I sent my applications and we were going to film. It was a Sunday. I'm never going to forget. Sunday morning, Cindy was getting ready. I was about to get ready, but that morning my throat was hurting. And I was like, you know what? Just to be safe, I guess I'll do the COVID test. I did a rapid home test and then I do it and right away it came out positive. I'm like, Cindy, I'm positive. So I did get sick. I was sick, but I'm happy. Thank God.
But all of that to say is all of that hard work, Kim.
It paid off, guys. I'm going to law school.
Yay.
I got accepted. I did get accepted. It's been a journey. I've shared plenty of things that...
I feel like this is the episode. Let's talk about...
I know, right? My journey to law school. Honestly, that is an episode. It is an episode because I feel like it's definitely a journey. It's definitely something that I question. It's definitely something that I'm like, I'm at this age. I'm 28. It's like, I don't know. It's like,
is it too late? I should have started 3 years ago, whatever.
Because it's a process. You have to take the LSAT. You have to apply. You have to do your personal statement, all of that. So it's just so beautiful to see that all of that. I just say, God, that was you. The process, the rejections, the no's in certain areas. I see why it had to happen to be weeks away from starting law school.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Cindy.
Ahora tienes que dar la noticia rápido, pero en español.
Sí, rápidamente.
De que todo tu trabajo y todo tu esfuerzo valió la pena. ¿Por qué?
Me voy a la escuela de leyes. Sí, chicos y chicas, me aceptaron a law school. Me voy en unas semanas a estudiar las leyes, así que si ocupan un abogado en 3 años, me hablan a 818. No, mentira. Pero bueno, vamos a enfocarnos en el tema de las mistakes o lecciones de dating, porque, no, hello, falta el fun fact de hoy.
Es que nos emocionamos.
Sí, we have to give you guys the fun fact. Harvard University did a study that people that tend to be late or that are usually late tend to live happier and longer lives.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Researchers say that those that tend to be late are less likely to develop a heart disease and have lower blood pressure.
Okay, but let's I don't want people to be like, well, tell me un poquito más, to go to their boss and be like,
yeah, you go in at 8 and you get there at 8:30.
I'm sure there's more to this study, and it's probably for like social things and stuff like that. But that kind of makes sense, because I feel like people who are always on time tend to be very like, very like,
like you stress to be on time, which makes sense. Harvard hizo un estudio donde gente que normalmente llega tarde a los lugares, como que tienden a vivir más largas vidas y felices vidas.
Pero también estamos diciendo que
no
queremos...
pero espérame. Esas personas como que tienen baja, low blood pressure, ¿cómo se dice?
Presión baja. No, o sea, que no tienen presión alta, no padecen presión alta.
No tienen presión alta y menos probable de tener como
Condiciones del corazón.
Así que...
Muy interesante, pero tampoco... Estamos diciendo que les digan a sus jefes que en un poquito más me dijeron que lleguemos tarde.
Sí, no creo que es tanto el área de trabajo. Yo creo que como
social. Sí.
Es nomás un dato curioso, lo dio Harvard.
Pregúntale a Harvard.
Sí, pregúntale a Harvard. Ahí pueden hacer Google y ahí agarrar más resultados. Pero bueno, el tema de hoy, errores o lecciones que hemos aprendido a través de nuestra vida de dating. Lessons learned or mistakes, I guess. Lessons learned throughout our dating life. And oh my gosh, this is like, I mean, I think every dating situation is a learning matter. Yo siento que cada dating que tú tengas, tú aprendes de ti misma, aprendes de cosas en las que puedes mejorar para tus próximos dates. I feel like, when you're dating, it's a learning matter. Like, you learn from yourself. You learn, okay, maybe I could improve in, for future,
X, Y, and Z.
For future dating. I think that for me, honestly, one that is like, I could say it's my number one, is overthinking. Like, para mí, uno de mis errores que he hecho, y sí lo digo un error, porque sí ha sido un error, es pensar demasiado las cosas, ¿ok? O sea, en todos los aspectos. O sea, yo he dicho que no en salir en citas porque pienso demasiado las cosas.
¿Pero qué piensas?
Como por ejemplo, ¿verdad? Si me dicen, ha habido veces de que me dicen, que te invito vamos a cenar, ponle tú, ¿verdad? Y yo no conozco a ese chico, y ya yo pienso a pensar como de que, pero no lo conozco, pero, o sea, si me pides si pasa por mí o lo veo allá, y literalmente han habido veces que ni voy porque estoy pensando de más, de que, you know what I mean?
Sí, sobrepensaste, no dejaste hacer las cosas.
Y no dejé hacer las cosas. Eso es antes del date. Cuando estoy dating, pienso de más las cosas como de que, no me está contestando porque esto y el otro, o no me está contestando por el, o sea, pensando de más, o sea, sí, no sé si me explico.
Sí, te explicas perfectamente. Okay. Te entiendo perfectamente, con intensidad que estás hablando y todo.
Sí, ¿verdad? No lo dije en inglés, ¿no? ¿Verdad? No he dicho nada en inglés. Nothing? Nada? Okay. One of my main things is overthinking, because one area of overthinking is, even before starting to date, I've not gone on dates, or I've not dated because I overthink. Mm-hmm. For example, if someone I just met, he says, let's go to dinner this day, whatever, I start overthinking, like, oh my God, but I don't know him. Like, should I tell him, like, pick me up, or should I meet him there, or should I dude, like, just do it.
Just go.
Just go. Just, if you want to meet him there, tell him meet him there. And if he wants to, good. If he doesn't, then okay, it's not. If you want him to pick you up, if you feel like the connection, the trust, time to pick you up. Like, it's not a big deal. I think I'm just so used to, like, people that I already know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's true.
If that makes sense. So that's before dating. When I'm actually dating, I think I just overthink too much. Like, he's not responding because of this. Or, I should ask him what he's up to. Oh, no, but if I ask him that, he's going to think, like, she's dying to see me. It's like, dude, like, just do it. Like, just do it, you know? So I think overthinking, I've learned.
Just let things be.
Just let things be.
That's kind of crazy, because that's mine.
Overthinking?
I would say not letting things be. And I think mine is not so much on the overthinking. I think it used to be more so on the control side of things.
You wanted to control them.
It's not necessarily them, but like everything. Like, I wanted everything perfectly laid out, and if it wasn't, like, I would get frustrated.
Do you have an example?
yeah, like I dated someone who wasn't from here. They lived far. So it's like, oh, let's hang out. And I'm like, okay, well, what are we going to do? Well, we'll figure. And I'm like, no, what are we going to do? Like, da-da-da. But like, yeah, it was very like that. Or like vice versa. Like if I'm going to go over there, like what? And it's like, yo, sometimes it's just nice to spend time with people, like enjoy their company. I'm not saying like, this, like we did, like there were a lot of dates with this person where they would plan out like dinners or like things like that, but I always wanted like this that, or then sometimes, well then no, I'm not going, like, and I'm like,
yeah, like okay. Yeah, I could see you being like that.
Where like they'll come and it's like now I appreciate, see, but I learned because like they'd be like, oh, let's go to a football game, and I'm like, well, you didn't tell me with enough time. It's like, well, that's fun. Like, be spontaneous. And I didn't used to appreciate that, but now I think, and that's why it's important for us to be open-minded. And to date, I learned that that's something that I actually really, really like. I love when someone, I'm not saying all the time, like I do love when someone plans things out, but like, yeah, letting things be, like be spontaneous and don't be so caught up in wanting, I don't know, I think it's just, not letting things be. Para mí es muy similar al tuyo, pero no tanto por el sentido de sobrepensar las cosas. Creo que yo no dejaba ser las cosas porque me molestaba como el no tener un plan, una estructura y como cierto como nivel de control sobre
a las 9 de la mañana.
Sí, así era. Ay, de verdad. Wey, de verdad que yo era así. Entonces yo salí con un chico que él no vive aquí. Entonces es como que, hay que pasar tiempo juntos, y yo decía, bueno, pero ¿qué vamos a hacer? O sea,
querías un plan.
Yo quería un plan y es como
pero eso es ser más como perfeccionista, ¿no?
Creo que era con control, cierto control sobre la situación. Sí, o sea, creo que son características que tenía.
Querías controlar a la persona.
No tanto a la persona, sino que la situación. O sea, no, o sea, ¿qué vamos a hacer? Y es como que no, cuando estás saliendo con alguien, claro, y no le estoy quitando el crédito a ese chico de que teníamos muchas citas así, o sea, sí planeaba y sí todo, pero él era una persona muy espontánea y es algo bonito.
¿Cuánto tiempo saliste con él?
Bastante tiempo. Es que
te quería.
Es que él no vivía aquí, entonces era como on and off, pero sí fue bastante tiempo.
Wow. Pues te quería porque
me aguantó. Pero sí, por eso es importante ser abiertos y salir, porque ahora es algo que yo realmente aprecio en un chico. Claro que me gusta que planeen y todo, pero también me encanta que sean espontáneos. Me encanta dejar ser las cosas.
Sí, es que sí, es la verdad. ¿Sabes qué es otra cosa? El asumir. Assuming. Like, assume. Like, oh my gosh. There was so many times where... It's because, look, this goes kind of hand in hand with another thing that I feel like I made a mistake. Okay. Not being upfront, not communicating, because I would assume like, if I say this, he's gonna take you like up the ass, or he's gonna
up
think
the
this.
Beep, Kim.
Oh, sorry, up the beep. He's gonna think this, he's gonna think that. So it like goes kind of hand in hand. That I wouldn't, which I think it's important. If there's something that's bothering you, if there's something that you don't like, it's important to communicate. You have to let
of course.
Obviously, you're not going to be letting them know, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. No, if it's something major that actually bothered you, it's important to communicate. And I would assume I wouldn't communicate it because I was like, no, because what if I'm just being dramatic? Or what if...
but honestly, he should know this.
Yeah, that. Like, he should know.
How would he not know?
Or that's another one. Like, I'm going to take forever to reply so he can get the picture that I'm mad. Like, no, dude, like, just, but I get it.
I'm not going to talk to him for 2 days.
Yes, like, I get it, girls, we do that. Like,
guys do it too.
Guys do it too. Like, they do it too. So, yeah, it's like stuff like that. Like, he took, like, 3 hours to reply, so I'm just going to reply until tomorrow. It's like, no, he should understand that I'm pissed right now. Dude, guys are so naive. Like, it's actually crazy.
Girls too, but
guys,
communication.
In that sense, guys are a little bit more like us. Girls were like, I'm not gonna, if I didn't write a period, so he should know that I wrote a period, so he should know that I'm mad. It's like, no, guys don't get that. Like, guys do not understand that.
I mean, there's a chance they might, but like, really, because you wrote a period?
Or emoji? No emoji.
I didn't include an emoji. I only included one exclamation point.
Yeah, like, dude, like, no. But I get it. We do it. If we're replying to him, our friends will tell us, like, no, reply like this. He's gonna get it. But it's like, Like sometimes, like, dude,
Communicate.
just communicate. El otro va en como que va en es no asumir, y si hay algo que realmente te molesta es comunicarlo. Claro, no vas a estar diciendo, esto me molesta, algo que realmente te molesta, algo que no te trae paz a ti. Si sientes la necesidad de comunicarlo, hazlo. Ese ha sido una lección que he aprendido. Es eso, porque yo no comunicaba si algo que me molestaba de un chico, yo no lo decía como pensando en eso, como de que, ay, pero se va a molestar si le digo esto, o que él debería saber. Ajá, y estamos diciendo pues de que muchas de las veces hacemos cositas
muchas veces no lo saben, así que comuníquenlo.
Hacemos cositas como de que no le voy a contestar por 5 horas y él va a saber que yo estoy enojada. Es like, a veces ni en cuenta. O sea, ellos en tu mente estás diciendo, él debe de saber que yo estoy enojada, y él está como que, estar ocupada.
Hoy le dije buenos días y no le dije buenos días, guapo. Él debe saber
que estoy enojada. Pero le iba a decir, los hombres son tan like, no voy a decir la palabra, pero es que nosotros pensamos mucho. Yo pienso mucho las cosas. Siento que, no sé, ¿tú sientes que piensas mucho las cosas?
Sí, obvio, también.
¿Es una cosa de una girl?
Creo que las mujeres sí sobrepensamos mucho, somos muy detallistas, entonces vemos como un significado en cada detalle. Sí. Si un chico también se tarda, si puso solo y asumes. Ajá. Sí, creo que sí tenemos eso. Pero estoy de acuerdo contigo, la comunicación es demasiado importante porque elimina muchos miscommunications. Exacto. Y más cuando estás hablando por texto, o sea, por texto las cosas se interpretan. Hay mucha gente que no es buena texteando.
Exacto.
Hay gente que siempre contesta con 1 o 2 palabras, pero son muy buenos en persona cuando te hablan por teléfono, por FaceTime, sea lo que sea. Sí. Entonces sí, es importante ser claros con nuestra comunicación.
Que, pues, el asumir, somos humanos, no vamos a ir nuestra vida sin asumir al 100%, lo vamos a hacer.
Pero la comunicación es en todas las relaciones, cuando empiezas a salir y para el resto de tu vida, la comunicación, y no solamente en relaciones amorosas, en todas las relaciones, la comunicación es demasiado importante.
Exactamente.
El otro para mí es boundaries. ¿Cómo son boundaries en español? Límites, ¿no?
Ponerte límites.
Poner límites, y límites en todos los aspectos. Boundaries con las personas que estás saliendo, muchas veces en la manera que se comunican contigo. Me ha pasado de que no me gusta la manera, creo que también es la comunicación, pero desde un principio no se estableció y dejas que esa persona te hable de cierta manera.
¿Que te falte respeto?
Que cruce la línea que para ti es cruzar. Si me explico, a cada quien tiene, creo que su versión diferente, pero sí, que para mí no me daba como paz. También creo que son límites en cuestión que no sé cómo decirlo, pero muchas veces con nuestras familias, a mí me ha tocado salir con un chico y muchas veces es muy bonito, tenemos esa bendición de tener a nuestras familias, envolver a nuestras familias en nuestra relación. Creo que es importante, pero creo que también es importante saber cuál es la línea en cuestión de darse su tiempo ustedes dos, entender ustedes dos, o sea, su espacio y lo que ustedes están, no sé, creando y construyendo en su relación, fuera de lo que son las familias. Sí. Entonces yo he cometido ese error en el pasado y he aprendido que, claro, es muy bonito, y creo que para mí siempre va a ser algo demasiado importante y fundamental que mi familia quiera a la persona con la que estoy saliendo y todo, pero también entender que yo estoy saliendo con esa persona.
No para todo va a ser tú, él y la familia, tú, él, la familia, tú, él y familia.
Exacto.
Ocupan sus momentos, su space, su private time. Es lo que quieres decir, sí. No es tanto la familia, quieres estar sola con él.
Is boundaries, and I mean boundaries in all aspects. Boundaries between, like, even with us too, like, I've had situations where someone definitely crosses the line in the way that they're speaking to me, the things that they say, even the tone that they're speaking, and I didn't establish it from the beginning, so it was kind of like a recurring thing, and it's like, no, if that happens once, it's like, no, I cannot accept that.
It became normal to them.
Yeah, they thought that I was okay with it. So,
well, because if you don't say anything.
Yeah, and that's just one example, but there's so many boundaries that I think that are important to establish when you start dating someone and when you are dating someone. And another one is not just between you two, but another one that for me, I've learned as well is boundaries within the family, because I feel like I've definitely made the mistake of I would say like over involving and not creating any separation. It was just like we were all dating the person, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's important for your family. For me, it's very important for my family to love the person that I'm dating, to, you know, I want
to be involved in some sense.
Yeah, but it's also like it's my relationship and his relationship. So really making sure that we do have that space. So yeah, within a family too. It's also like when you have a miscommunication, a disagreement, a problem per se. It's like there's certain things that you guys need to handle together. It's not the whole family. So I would say boundaries in that sense. I've definitely learned.
Yeah. Could we say the good things are good qualities too? You know, if our admirer is watching this, they're gonna be like,
no, but we are, because we're saying we're wiser now.
Oh,
like
we've
learned these things. We're all a work in progress.
Yeah, we're a work in progress.
But no, I think another thing that is important that I want to mention as well is be more open-minded. And it kind of goes back to the same thing we're talking about, like overthinking. Like if someone says, yo, let's go get a coffee. Like, dude, why not? Yeah. Like, what do you have to lose? Oh no, but I'm not attracted to him. A lot of the time we base it on like physical attraction.
Right.
And physical attraction is not going to lay out the foundation for a solid relationship. I'm not saying chemistry is not important. Yes, it's important. And yes, like the eye is what attracts first. But like, why not?
What do you lose?
I used to do that. Like I used to, no, I'm not gonna go. No. Yeah. And it's like, be more open-minded.
No, me too. I have like family friends like, oh, but if I go with him and then when nothing works out, it's gonna be all awkward with like
also like you gain friends from that. Like just because you go out to get a coffee one time, like
yeah,
bro,
like
you're
it
not
didn't work out. Like okay.
Ser más abiertas. So, muchas veces yo he cometido el error de que digo, no, es que no me atrae físicamente esa persona. Es como que, pero muchas veces se puede convertir en una amistad. Solo porque salga por un café con alguien no quiere decir que se va a convertir en mi marido.
Te vas a casar o whatever.
Y eso, y el físico no es lo que crea la fundación para una buena relación. Muchas veces uno empieza una amistad con alguien y no era físicamente atractiva para ti, pero luego empieza esa chemistry y luego dices como que, oh, wow, sí está guapo.
Sí, o deja tu guapo, que no pase algo, pero se puede crear una amistad.
¿Qué pierdes?
No pierdes nada, like, literalmente no pierdes nada.
Ganas un café gratis.
Y tiempo de calidad con esa persona, se conocen, hablan, platican.
The last one that I think is so important is the perfect person doesn't exist. And I think we forget, Kim, are you perfect?
No.
I'm not perfect. And I think when we look at other people, it can be easy to forget that. So again, it goes back to being open-minded, but don't have this checklist where if the person doesn't check that
he doesn't
off,
do this, he doesn't do that.
Yeah, he doesn't have this job, or he doesn't this. Like, no, yes, of course.
He doesn't call me at night.
He didn't call me at 8:00. He called me at 8:04.
I was his last priority.
No, I mean, the perfect person doesn't exist. It goes back to being open-minded, but of course, knowing what you want. There's things that are going to be important to you foundationally as a woman. There's things that you want and that you need. There's things that I want and that I need. So understanding that those things are important, but not also just disregarding someone just because they have one thing that I don't like. Understand what are those things that are fundamentally important to you and establishing a relationship, and focus on what those things are. But if someone has, I don't know, one little thing that's not with that you don't like, don't just be like, no, I don't like him.
Next.
But this is what's important. This is what's going to hold your relationship down.
Yeah, I've honestly heard a lot of stories of friends, of cousins, that they start dating someone where they weren't even interested at all. Like at all.
I mean, those are I feel like
a lot of the times they weren't interested. They just, okay, we'll go on a date, and then they're now like married with kids and everything. So I mean, let's just not be so like no, not because of this. I do it. That's a lesson definitely learn. I definitely need to be more open-minded in that area. La persona perfecta no existe. No existe. Yo no soy perfecta. Él no es perfecto. No ser tan... Sí.
Ay, porque tienen una cosa que no me gustó.
Ya, bye.
Sí, y tampoco estamos diciendo que no tengan cosas que ustedes saben que son importantes para ustedes en formar una relación saludable, pero sí, o sea, ay, porque esta persona hizo esto, ya no voy a salir con ellos. Sí. No, hay que enfocarnos en esas cosas que sí son fundamentales and foundational y no dejar que esas cositas que muchas veces they can irritate us. Sí. No, o sea, hay que enfocarnos en lo que realmente importa. La persona perfecta no existe, no somos perfectos. No. Todos estamos creciendo, aprendiendo. Es algo que nunca va a terminar.
No, nunca va a terminar, pero yo siento que esos son nuestros...
lecciones que hemos aprendido.
Lessons
we've learned in dating. We are not saying mistakes. I mean, I think you do make mistakes, but you guys know what I mean. What we mean.
Yeah. Déjanos saber ustedes qué lecciones ustedes han aprendido a través de la vida cuando han ido a dates, cuando han tenido su pareja. ¿Qué lecciones que han aprendido ustedes? Let us know which lessons you guys have learned throughout life, throughout dating, throughout life, yeah. Throughout
and
life.
These were just some. This isn't everything. Like no. we just focused on. We're like, okay, let's just.
I think if we did everything, would be like a whole Netflix series.
Un maratón que nunca termina.
Oh, Netflix series. Yeah. And yeah, we're happy to have done another episode. Don't forget, if you have not yet subscribed, we're available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and on YouTube. We invite you to subscribe as well. Estamos disponibles en todas las... sí, thumbs up.
You're saying this, but you're saying subscribe and you're doing
yeah, it's because hit that like button as well.
We know what you mean.
Estamos disponibles en todas las plataformas de podcast y en YouTube bajo Me Un Poquito Más. No se olviden de suscribirse y pegarle ese botón de thumbs up para... Y ya, hasta la próxima.
Until next time.
Bye.